Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today, like we were talking about the other day, we're going to do a little bit of retrofitting on this thing. Okay, so let's talk about what the general design is going to look like. Well, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to basically strip off a good portion of the what's currently an upper assembly area. I'll probably leave this block just so I don't have to deal with all of this stuff. So I wanted to leave it with the entrance and connector on the front here. And basically what we have right now is you come in, there's a couple of cargo containers, which I'm not sure are piped in. I have to actually check. I think they are. But you also have a little bit of storage, you have a bed, and you have a bathroom and armor locker. Right now there's a command chair here, and there was these dead spaces off on either side. So what I'm thinking is that we will take these quarter blocks out, because I think what it was originally was that was supposed to be like an upper cargo area, basically for you to stow, personal gear or something, and then there were windows above that. And then you have your air vent here. So I'm kind of wanting to leave this. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is strip that off. Head back outside here for a second. We'll peel this back and then maybe extend this out one block on both sides to give us a little bit more room up here. And then I'm thinking we'll have a new command deck up here. And then to get up here, we'll have a ladder that comes up this way, and you just basically come in over here. At least that's the general idea. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. So what we're going to do, and then obviously, like we were talking about, the large cargo container will come out. That'll be replaced by a hydrogen tank, and then we'll have to run all of the hydrogen portion of the network as well. So I may end up having to strip a couple of other pieces out. We're not sure yet. Okay, so that's the game plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a second video, which will be unlisted for the next day or so. But there will be a link in the top right corner. We'll have a little card up here that'll redirect you to that video. So if you are interested and want to see the build, you'll be able to see that. And then for those who find the video later, like I said, probably by the time Friday's video comes out, that one will be de-hidden and made completely public. But yeah, so anyway, that's the idea. I'm going to go ahead and we'll get this show started. Now, for the folks who aren't going to watch that, well, you'll get the snap forward or fast forward. So let's get this party started. Hi, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today we're kind of just gonna chat a little bit. We've been doing a lot of that recently. I want to show you what we've been working on. I have gotten a bit done. Figured it looks like we're coming up on the early morning in-game. Oh, so let's talk about the new ship. Okay, so the new ship is actually completely welded up. Showed this right after it was done on last video, which would have been Wednesday. But yeah, so just some of the little detail things in here. We came back and I ended up having to change a few things around, and I just saw lightning strike over there. And let's talk about what we did. So for the conveyors, there used to be a armored conveyor block here for the turn coming out to feed the rest of the network. Well, I replaced that with an actual conveyor junction so that I could actually get things piped in. The other thing that we changed, let's start with the base first, I guess. Let's come over here. We now have this way of getting up to the ship, so even if you don't have a jetpack, you can come over here. We've got a little area. You hit the button it extends this whole thing, and then, you know, for safety, because you always have to worry about safety and being an engineer, is we have these little fold-away railing systems. I'm sure I'm not the first person to do it. But I didn't look up anybody else's design for it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So you can actually come through, and then when it's here, you can hit the button, lock it in, you're part of the grid. That way, if you have somebody down here at the base and somebody flying the ship, you can actually have somebody here operating basically your little docking area. So the ship sets down, you hit the button, and it'll come out. I've got it limited so that it stops pretty much at the edge, just slightly past the edge of the landing bay. This is only about half extension though. So you can actually take that restriction off and have it extend out to something like here. So you don't have to be entirely precise with it. You just have to be precise enough to be on the center line of the pad. Alright, so let's talk about what we did on the interior. So, like I mentioned, I had to basically split services here. Originally we had the air vent on this wall, basically where I'm standing. But the problem is the ladder was registering as obstructed. So I had to remove some things, and so what we did is we dropped the vent in here on the floor, which allowed us to split the cargo feed, or I should say the conveyor feed, into two lines. So we now have a conveyor line on that side and this side, and this is the joint that makes it all one piece. Coming in here, we actually have the ability to toggle things like the hydrogen engines on and off, and then the generators on and off. And then this way we can actually have the system, the ship, be completely self-sufficient. So even if the grid goes down for some reason, like for some reason, let's say the reactors over there, or the engines get taken out, and we lose power production in the main base, we can separate from the base, and the ship can go completely autonomous. Now, I do have it overloaded right now with ice, so she won't fly. Just too much mass on it, and that's just because of the fact that I want to get the hydrogen tank filled, and so that's what we've got on there. And then what we'll do is, before we're ready to take off, I'll move a good portion of the ice out. We'll only keep maybe like 200k of ice on board. We should be able to lift off with that. Now the ship itself, because we have the three hydrogen the small hydrogen thrusters for lift, we should be okay around that 150-200k ice cap, which, you know, is enough ice to basically get us, I don't know, I want to say like a third of a tank or something like that. Once you're in space, you really don't need the hydrogen anymore. You can just drift unless you need to make course corrections. So that is something that we were taking into consideration. We now have 2 retro thrust, 3 primary thrust, and like I said last time, I do think I'm going to split these additional thrusters, at least for main propulsion. I think I'm going to split those into their own switch system. So once you're up and out of atmosphere, you only have the center line thrust to worry about, just to increase your fuel efficiency a little bit. And then if you really need the acceleration for some reason, we'll have a panic switch that you can hit, and it'll turn on the other 2 thrusters for you. Oh, so yeah. That gets us where we need to be for now. I'm actually really liking the docking arm. I sat here after I built it and just was playing with it for like 10 minutes. It's just entertaining. Oh, I mean, look at this. I actually had to go through and play with the timing to make sure we got everything sorted right. So when you're ready to take off, you just retract this beast, and you're good to go. Oh yeah. And what I'll probably do is set up a control on board the ship, so that since I'm solo, I want to be able to have all of these controls on the ship. So when it is docked, we'll be able to go up and basically detach everything and have this reset, so we can get out of here without destroying the base. So anyway, but that's just my thoughts on what's going on for now. Now I do still need to get a new hangar in place, and that actually was highlighted by the fact that I don't know if you've noticed it yet or not, because it is kind of foggy. Let's turn the lights on. Maybe that'll help. Let's go over here for a second. And you'll notice part of the wing's been replaced, as has the landing gear, because that little turret decided it wanted to go ham and shoot at a zombie that was up on the hill through the ship. So the problem was that the ship wasn't part of the grid, so it wasn't taking that into consideration for its aiming requirements. And yeah. So we ended up with, you know, a good portion of our wing being taken off here. Or I guess winglet might be a better phrase for it. Oh, but that does bring in the question, what are we going to do? Where are we going to place another hangar? Or landing pad in this case? And I'm thinking we might start planning to use the pit. Now, we have actually gotten the central arm of this thing, there it is, fully retracted. So it's as low as it'll go as a starting position. And the pistons over on this side, on the new vertical here, that's actually extended only 1/4 of a meter. But that's, you know, across the entire thing, so it's something like 3 meters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so figure it, I think it rounds to about 1/3 of a meter. So yeah, it's like 3 meters down. But speaking of, let's get those actually going. And you are at, yeah, 0.3. Yeah, so let's go 0.6. Awesome. And now we'll go with the hinge and we'll reverse that. And since this is higher elevation on this side than it is over on the other side, as long as it clears here, it's fine. And it looks like, yes, it's going to clear. It's actually taking out slightly more material than the other side was when we were playing with it. But it is, it's coming along. It's going to be crazy once we get this all the way down. We'll bring it back up and we'll basically set a position like we've got it here. And we'll just do that on the horizontal as well. And then that way we can actually start extending this out. Which, when we start getting to that point, I'm probably going to have more storage. Which is one of the reasons why I want to get this kind of stuff done. Because I'm thinking I may build an extension to our base down in that pit. We've actually had a zombie spawn down there too. But what I'm thinking is maybe have an area over here somewhere where we'll have a corridor that goes down. Maybe do a ladder ramp, or a ladder passage all the way up. I don't know yet. So we're still figuring that out. One of the reasons why I'm thinking I want to do this is because if I put it down here, what I'll be able to do is actually move. I hate hearing lightning. Be able to move our primary power production down to a subterranean area, which means we'll be able to put in, like, say, 4 or 6 reactors down here. And we'll start moving uranium from our base up on the asteroid down to here. And we can actually get a good power production system going over here. But that's all stuff TBD. Alright. First thing we need to do is get some of this space out here. And what I would like to do is get an idea of just how big this area is going to be. Because I think that once we're done mining all of this out, I don't think it's going to go much deeper than this, honestly. I may do one more pass with this as it is, so that we're over a meter on the side, so that'll put us 9 more meters below ground. Because I think that'll be deep enough. And then we can basically have, say, like a 3-meter hole, and then we'll cap it off. And that way we'll have a hardened trench area, and this will be, you know, a giant open space, because we're actually going to have this go all the way out at some point. Oh, all right. So anyway, that's the long-term plans for this. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a lot of that off camera, because once you've seen how much this is, it does actually go pretty fast. But it's just, I basically have to sit here and come back to it every like 15-20 minutes to, you know, drop these a little bit further, reverse the hinge, rinse and repeat that process until we're where it needs to be. But like I said, I think one more pass should get us deep enough that it'll be okay for what we need it for. And then what we can do is, if we really need more resources, like the iron or nickel that we have over there, we also have nickel on the other side. We can actually mine that out if we need to. I can build just a small miner that just goes in there, and, you know, nothing too fancy, just maybe like a couple of pistons. And I don't know if I'll put a rotor on it or not. I may just do a bank of drills where the piston arms, instead of having drills come out like that, will have a piston on each direction, or just maybe in one direction, and have it spin so that instead of drilling down, they're drilling sideways, and then the pistons extend out to undercut the stone area. But I don't foresee needing that much material pulled out again. I mean, we're still processing the nickel that we had from the first time. I do think that some of the material that we have over here, let me see, I don't remember what's over here. We got ice over here. I had to turn that turret off, so I probably have to go kill that zombie. Where is... what was down here? Because it was nickel, and I think cobalt was down here, right? Nickel, iron, over there. Yeah, cobalt. That's the other thing that's down here. And so we can actually mine this out by hand if we really need it. So I'm not too worried about it. Because, I mean, 10 or 20k of cobalt annually mined, I should say. Manually mined out shouldn't be a huge impact on us, and you actually get pretty good returns on cobalt. So, alright. So that turret is still under power. This one is not. So we're going to come over here and deal with this guy. Hey buddy, how you doing? But yeah, like I said, the zombies have gotten to the point where they're just not really an issue for us. And I mean, I've been farming them for, you know, for the power components. So should give you an idea of just how little concern I have for them. So that gets all of that done. That is what's going on with the base. Plans for the future. Slowly working on all of that. So I think at this point now it's really just building up our infrastructure. Just a little bit.
You did remember a hydrogen bottle, right?
I always remember a hydrogen bottle.
Jetlag suffering existential crisis.
Alright, so let's get this recharged. And I want to take this little beastie out for a trip, because I want to see... basically, I want to see how well it handles. So you are full of ice, and are you full of ice as well? You are. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do, go here, switch to this. We're going to hide empty. Let's go cargo. And I want to move most of this out. Let's find out. You are full. I mean, but yeah, see what I'm saying? I've just got so much material, I can't go through it all. And that's the uranium we brought down from the asteroid that we still haven't done anything with. Let's see here. Let's move you over here, move you over here, and then what we'll do is we'll do, so let's say 50k here, 50k there, and I want, like I said, I want to see if that's enough. Let's see if that's enough, or a light enough unmount for us to fly, because that'll give us a good idea, because we're carrying basically about 150, 160k of ice. So if we do, actually I need to add you into the group. Make sure auto lock is turned off. We'll go ahead and unlock those. Okay, so that looks like it might still be too much mass. Make sure. See? It converted it to a station for some reason. Alright, let's see what happens. Ah, there it goes. Okay. So yes, we're able to at least take off, I thought, which is good. And we are flying under our own power. Oh, this is a zippy little ship. Okay. It's the first time this is the first time we've taken this thing out, so. And since we know 3 thrusters is enough for it to fly under its own power. Now remember, I don't have any real defenses on this thing other than turrets. So I'm not going to go pick a fight with this thing right now. Of course, we do actually have an area that we might... And I do have it set up to attack grids. Alright, you're an Ember. Not doing too bad, actually. Okay. That is actually flying stable. I am not going to argue with that. That is actually pretty good. Not bad for a recovered ship that we renovated. What are you? You are something. I don't know what you are. Oh, hello. Artillery's going after it, though. What is artillery going after? Alright, so let's get in here really quick. We'll have you toggle block on off. Actually, let's have you be toggle block on off, and we'll have you be control. Because I'm kind of curious to know what that is that we're shooting at. Let's see. Some kind of bunker. That looks like that's a turret. That's solar power. looks like it's a turret. Can I not hit that? Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn those off for a second because I don't want the turret shooting at it. Quite yet, at least. Where are you? Your research station. Man, you're really close to us too. I am not happy about that, actually. So we're gonna go. Let's bring this around. Oh, that's slow on the manual controls. All right. Why am I not able to fire? That's really weird. Okay, let's go. Assault cannon. Is it because I've got set? Yeah, shoot. Let's go mouse control. Let's try that. We'll let them do the workforce to get it around. Really? Alright, so it's firing from that angle. Oh, that is... Okay, there's something going on where I need to... I don't know what it is. I may need to put this in a different mode or something. Alright. We're gonna let's let this guy just go off. Check our front end here. We are taking a little bit of incoming fire. Gas tank. Actually, we want to do... let's see here. Control mode. So it's in manual. See if that allows us to dial in what we're doing here. That's a gas tank. See, I want to be able to shoot. Damn it. Let me shoot. Why are you not letting me? Man, it's not even letting me change targets now. Am I out of ammo? I may be out of ammo. Really? Well, we burned through all the ammo. That's why we can't shoot. Okay. Oh, man. You'd think I would learn by now, right? Yeah, well, it's good to know where that's at. Let's... set a waypoint. Alright, now we'll head back. Even with all the shenanigans, that was actually a pretty fuel-efficient flight. And it doesn't look like we took a whole lot of damage either. I'm guessing it was mostly small, like, interior turrets. So I'm thinking when we get the shuttle, we'll bring the combat shuttle over and just level that thing. Oh, alright. So I'm going to go ahead, get this thing back to the base. We'll go get the assault shuttle, come back, and we'll try it with that and see if we have any better luck. But it's nice being able to see things for once. Yeah, a really nice, like, view right there. Alright, so I'll do a quick cut, and we will be right back.